Hey everybody, Eddie
and Debbie
with Benning Farm. This will be the part 2 of the seed starting thing. You know what I was talking about. And there'll probably be a part 3 when we actually transplant it into the garden or barrels or wherever we're going to plant them. So we'll let Debbie get started with part 2, but first I'm going to show you some of the stuff that's come up. Let me get over there. We'll plant these first. This is the orange hat tomatoes that get 6 to 9 inches. So you can plant them in a little old pot. These ones we're going to experiment with, see if we can grow them through the winter in the house. So we'll do those first. And then the bok choy come up pretty good. The whatever that is, the chimichanga stuff or whatever, kale come up pretty good. Tatsoi. And don't get discouraged.
Well, and every one of those come up. They were up by Wednesday when we planted them on Sunday, so they came up really.
But don't get discouraged if some come up, some don't. Your Copenhagen cabbage hadn't come up yet, along with about 3 or 4 other things, and some things are just slower coming up than others. So, without further ado,
okay, we're going to start with the orange hat tomatoes, and I have to put my glasses on so I can see better, so let me get that done. But what you're going to do is you're going to see your little bitty seedlings here. What I do is I kind of loosen the soil. You can use tweezers for this, but I find I like my fingers better. But if you're like Eddie and have fat fingers, then sometimes it helps. But I pre-moisten my soil, and the reason I do is when you first plant your little transplants, if you water them heavy, then they're going to float away and float around, and there's no telling where they're going to end up if they don't completely smother. Okay, first I want to tell you something, a little something about tomatoes. This one here, you see the long root here. We want all of that buried, but we're also going to plant it up to the bottom of the leaves. All of them little fuzzy things that you'll see on there, those will make roots, and you'll have a better root system on your tomatoes. So you want to plant most of your tomato plant. So I'll just make a little hole, and I'll fit it down there, and I want to plant it right up just below the bottom of the leaves. If you get it too low, you can pull it up. Planting those, and that makes a better root system for when you grow your tomatoes, which these aren't going to be as big, so this pot right here is going to be sufficient to get the roots for this. And I got these pots at the Dollar Tree, 2 for $1. I thought they would be cute with them, and they don't come with holes in them, so I make holes, and I use my little box knife, in which this one stays in the greenhouse, so there's no way to keep it from rusting. But what I do is I just go in here where the little dot in the middle was, and I just keep shaving out until I get a circle for drainage, because you got to have drainage with tomatoes. If they stand in water, then they will not be happy. So I just a little hole. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. And then you fill it up with the dirt, and you plant your plant, and that's it on the tomatoes. You get my labels in here that I've got for these, and then we'll go on to something else. Okay, Eddie showed you that some of the plants come up and some didn't. And these are the 2 6-packs that I planted, and the Brussels sprouts have not come up yet, but the cabbage have. But if you'll look, this one right here doesn't have a cell in it. It's got an empty cell. So what you're going to do when you have that, this one here's got 2, so I can just kind of loosen that just a little bit, and ease that out like that. And then I'm going to make a little hole over here, and I'll just put that there. And then all 6 of the cells in that 6-pack are full. And that's why I planted 2 seeds in each one. Now this one here has 2 in it also. And what I'll do is, when I get the other ones planted and all, if one of them dies for any reason, that'll give me an extra. So I don't pull it out just yet. I pull it out, you know, when it gets bigger, when it starts affecting the other plant, I'll pull it out then. So let's go ahead and start a 6-pack over here. I've got some more red cabbage that come up, and I'm going to transplant it into the 6-pack right here because we like the red cabbage, so I'm going to plant these for us. Most people, when they come by the plants, they only want the singles because they don't grow as big and on the large scale like we do. So that's how we're going to do that. And what I'm going to do, you can use your finger, you could use your little marker and make a little divot in there, just like that. I usually just use my finger because I like to feel the dirt. You're going to come over here and do the same thing. And I don't water these before I do them because I want the dirt to be just a little on the dry side and loose, because if it's wet, then they're going to be harder to pull out. This way, I just squeeze the pot to loosen them up, and then I can just pull them out like that. And they've got pretty good root systems already. And then I'll just put that down in there and push the dirt around it because you want the roots to touch your dirt because that's where they get their oxygen, that's where they get their moisture and their nutrients. Just tack it around there just like that. Okay, so you see that root on there. When you put it in the hole, you don't want to put it in there and wrap the root around in circles. You want the root to go all the way down, so that's why I make a little bit of a deeper hole. And then I just kind of fill it in. And that's why I like to do it with my fingers, so that I can feel what I'm doing. And I'll go ahead and put the labels in here. And you've seen, and as you see, once I get it going, I've got everything ready. I got a good system. It doesn't take long to do this. This is just the better part of a morning it'll take me to do these, and it's a good thing because right now we're on July 25th and it's supposed to hit 100 today. And I'm not going to be out here working in 100 degrees. So we'll go ahead and do another one. Just put the holes, and then I put it in there and push it in. One more. how long it took me to do this. It wasn't that long. And I will sell these for $3 a plant. And there's 12 in here. So this is $36 worth of plants here. So it's a good little side hustle. And with you not needing a greenhouse for the fall plants, this may be a way for you to make just a little bit of extra money right now. Be sure and check with your state though on your requirements on reselling and all. I pay about $110 a year for a nursery floral license, and I make it up really quick when I start selling spring plants. Now that's pretty much it for this stage in the growing of it, but we'll come back probably in another week or so. What you're going to look for is, you can see this little leaf right here. That is its first true leaf on this little bok choy plant. And when all of them get their first leaves like that, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start feeding them. And we're going to come back and we will show you how to do that. The bok choy gets their leaves quicker than a lot of the others because the cabbage, I'm looking at it, it doesn't have those yet. But as fast as everything's going with the warmth that we're having, I'll look for them to have them just real soon. And so we'll start feeding them and getting them up there where they need to be. And so that's it for this time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll come back. Be sure and like and subscribe. We would love to see you as part of our permanent family. So y'all have a good time and thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.